Imagine stepping into a world where traffic jams are ancient history. Where a single vehicle can swallow hundreds of passengers without ever touching the ground. Where trucks drive themselves in perfect silence across thousands of miles. China is not waiting for the future of transportation. It is building it right now. And some of these machines look like they escaped from a sci-fi movie. Today we're diving deep into the wildest, most mind-blowing buses and trucks coming out of China. Vehicles that could literally change how the entire planet moves. Some are already rolling on real roads. Others are still in testing. And a few, well, let's just say the rumors are getting crazier every month. Buckle up, because this is going to be a long ride. First, let's talk about the king that started it all, the Transit Elevated Bus, or TEB. Back in 2016, the world lost its mind when a gigantic white straddling bus appeared in Qinhuangdao. It was 72 feet long, 25 feet wide, and almost 16 feet tall. But here's the crazy part, it didn't drive on the road. It drove over the road. Cars passed underneath it like nothing was happening. 2 lanes of traffic flowing below while 300 passengers cruised above at 40 miles per hour. No stops. No traffic lights. No congestion. The idea was simple yet insane. Build a bus that acts like a moving tunnel. It runs on rails embedded on the sides of the road, or later versions used optical guidance. Electric motors. Zero emissions in the city. Cheap to build. 1 TEB could replace 40 regular buses. China said they could roll these out in hundreds of cities within years. The prototype worked. It moved. People rode it. Then, silence. The company vanished. Investors disappeared. The test track was dismantled. But the dream never died. Fast forward to 2024. New companies have quietly revived the concept, only this time they're smarter. The new generation is called ART, Autonomous Rail Transit. It looks like a sleek 3-car tram, but there's no steel rail. It follows virtual tracks painted on the road with dotted lines. Sensors read the lines. It never deviates even an inch. 60 miles per hour top speed. Carries 500 passengers. Bidirectional. Fully electric. Charges in 30 seconds at stations. The first line opened in 2023 in Hunan province. Another one is running in Qatar for the World Cup crowds. No overhead wires. No ugly tracks scarring the city. Just a white shark gliding through traffic like it owns the planet. And the cost? 1/3 of a subway. China now has 7 cities testing or building ART systems. By 2030 they want hundreds of lines. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the new normal in second-tier Chinese cities. But buses are just the beginning. Let's talk about something even bigger, the sky highways. In 2025, a company called Unitree showed a working prototype of a flying passenger bus. 8 massive propellers. 1,200 kilograms payload. It looks like a white van grew dragonfly wings. Vertical takeoff. 15-minute flights across cities. They claim a single charge gives 30 minutes in the air. Range, 50 kilometers. Price tag when production starts? Around $300,000. That's cheaper than many luxury cars today. They already have orders from police and emergency services. Imagine rush hour in Shanghai. Instead of crawling on the elevated ring road, you hop into a flying pod on the roof of your building. 6 minutes later you land on your office rooftop. No pilot needed. Fully autonomous. Unitree says the first commercial routes open in 2027. Guangzhou and Shenzhen are already building skyports on top of skyscrapers. Is this real? Videos look too clean. Too perfect. Some say it's just CGI hype. Others swear they saw the real thing hover for 12 minutes in Hangzhou. We'll come back to that. Now let's drop to the ground again and meet the monster trucks. China's autonomous mining trucks are already the largest self-driving vehicles on Earth. A company called Tage iDriver has over 1,000 driverless trucks working 24/7 in coal and iron mines. Each one is the size of a house. 150 tons payload. They never sleep. Never get tired. Never crash. In 2024 alone they move more than the entire Australian mining fleet. And they're expanding to public highways. In December 2024, the port of Tianjin started testing fully autonomous container trucks. No safety driver. No remote control. Just a 40-ton beast rolling from ship to warehouse at 80 kilometers per hour in the middle of the night. 0 accidents in 6 months. By 2026 they want 5,000 of these on Chinese highways. Think about that. Trucks that don't need drivers. No salaries. No rest stops. No speeding tickets. Shipping costs could drop 40% overnight. Long-haul freight between Shanghai and Beijing could become cheaper than trains. And quieter, because most run on batteries or hydrogen. Speaking of hydrogen, Huawei shocked everyone in 2025 when they revealed a heavy truck that runs 1,200 kilometers on a single hydrogen fill. 5-minute refuel. 500 kilowatts fuel cell. It's already doing real routes from Inner Mongolia to Beijing carrying coal. 0 emissions except water vapor. China now has the world's largest network of hydrogen stations for trucks. Over 400 and growing by 50 every month. Europe is panicking. The US is still debating. China is already driving. But here's where things get spicy. This is where we enter rumor territory. Because some of the stuff leaking out of WeChat groups and Bilibili comments is almost too wild to believe. Let's start with the super straddling bus 2.0. Insiders say the original TEB team never stopped working. They just went underground after the 2017 scandal. Now, allegedly, they've built a new monster. 100 feet long. 4 lanes wide. Runs on Maglev strips embedded in the highway. No wheels touching the ground. Top speed 150 kilometers per hour. Carries 1,500 passengers. It floats 2 inches above the road using superconducting magnets cooled by liquid nitrogen. The test track is supposedly hidden somewhere in Sichuan. Videos leaked last month, a white giant silently gliding above traffic at night. No sound. Just a faint blue glow underneath. Some say it's fake. Deepfake technology is scary good now. Others say the glow matches real maglev tests from CRRC. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's coming in 2028. Or maybe it's just the wild dream of engineers who refuse to give up. Next rumor, platoon trucks that physically connect. Imagine 20 autonomous trucks driving nose-to-tail on the highway. But here's the twist, at 120 kilometers per hour they magnetically couple into one giant 500-meter train. Front truck steers. The rest are dragged along with almost 0 air resistance. Fuel savings? Over 50%. They disconnect automatically when exiting. Screenshots from a supposed 2025 trial in Shandong show exactly that. 20 red trucks link like a snake doing 140 kilometers per hour on the G2 expressway. Dashcam footage looks real. But no official announcement. The company involved, FAW, only says they are studying advanced convoy technology. Could be real. Could be the future of long-haul freight. Or could be another Chinese vaporware legend. Now the craziest one. Whispers about underground cargo tunnels for trucks. Not small tubes. Massive tunnels where entire 40-foot containers roll on autonomous platforms at 200 kilometers per hour. No traffic. No weather. No human error. Beijing to Shanghai in under 4 hours for freight. Supposedly funded by Alibaba and JD.com because they're sick of highway delays. There's even a leaked map showing 3 main lines under construction. One from Shenzhen to Chengdu. One from Tianjin to Guangzhou. One looping around the Bohai economic rim. Cost? Trillions of yuan. But if anyone can dig that fast, it's China. They built 40,000 kilometers of high-speed rail in 15 years. Tunnels? Easy. Some engineers on Jihu claim they've already seen the entrance near Langfang. A giant concrete gate in the middle of nowhere. Others call it the Chinese version of the Boring Company myth. Too big. Too expensive. Too secret. Maybe it's real and we'll wake up one day to the announcement. Maybe it's just late-night forum talk. And then there's the nuclear truck rumor. Yes, you heard that right. A miniature nuclear reactor small enough to fit in a semi-truck trailer. Thorium-based. Liquid salt coolant. Supposedly developed by a lab in Shanghai. Power output, 10 megawatts. Enough to drive the truck literally forever without refueling. And sell electricity to the grid when parked. Range? 1,000,000 kilometers. Lifetime? 30 years. Leaked photos show a red cab pulling a matte black trailer with radiation symbols and thick shielding. Comments sections exploded. Some say it's an April Fool's joke from 2024 that never died. Others point out China really is building small modular thorium reactors on land. Why not make them mobile? The physics apparently works. Safety? That's the terrifying part. One crash and you have Chernobyl on wheels. Or maybe the shielding is so good it's safer than gasoline. We don't know. Because official sources say nothing. Only grainy photos and WeChat voice messages from a friend who knows someone at the academy. So here we are. Half of these machines are real. You can ride the art tram tomorrow in Zhuzhou. You can watch driverless mining trucks on YouTube right now. Hydrogen trucks are delivering goods as you read this. Flying passenger drones are taking test flights over Guangzhou. But the other half? The giant floating buses. The magnetic truck trains. The underground supertunnels. The nuclear big rig. They live in that strange space between prototype and legend. Some will arrive in the next 5 years and blow our minds. Others will fade away like the original TEB. China moves so fast that today's rumor is often tomorrow's highway. 10 years ago people laughed at 300 kilometers per hour trains everywhere. Now there are 45,000 kilometers of them. 5 years ago autonomous trucks sounded impossible. Now they move more iron ore than human drivers. So when someone tells you the next Chinese transportation idea is crazy, just remember. Crazy is just the future before it becomes normal. And right now, China is writing that future at warp speed. Some of it will work. Some of it will crash and burn. But one thing is certain. The way we move people and goods in 2035 will look nothing like today. And a huge part of that change is being designed, tested, and driven tonight. Somewhere on a dark highway in Shandong. Or a secret test track in the mountains. Or maybe, just maybe, in a tunnel deep beneath our feet. The future of transportation isn't coming. For China, it's already here. We're just waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. Or to find out which rumors were real all along.